Are you interested in investing in Hawaii and getting into the midterm rental market game? Well, in this video, I'm going to break down all the things you want to look out for, types of properties, size of properties, and everything you need to know when it comes to purchasing an investment property specifically for the midterm rental market. So stick around to get all the details. See you on the other side. All right, guys, like I mentioned in this video, we're going to cover a couple of my research tips and what you want to look out for when it comes to purchasing an investment property specifically for the midterm rental market. Now, before we jump into that, let me quickly introduce myself if this is your first time here. My name is Patrick Longley. I'm a licensed real estate agent out here in Oahu, Hawaii. I've been helping buyers, sellers, investors for nearly a decade when it comes to real estate out here in Oahu. So if you are looking for any assistance, feel free to reach out to me. I've got my contact information right here, or you can directly DM me on any of my social media platforms. With that being said, let's jump into the research when it comes to the midterm rental market. So when you're looking to invest in a property specifically for the midterm rental market, there's a couple of things that are very unique specifically to the midterm rental market when it comes to buying it, and also what you're going to want to offer that's going to be beneficial for you as well as that renter. So some of those things are, number one, a smaller unit. Now, generally people like to buy single family homes or larger condos because you can put more beds and heads if you're doing the Airbnb thing. But if you're doing the midterm rental market, your target market generally is nurses, digital nomads, snowbirds, and they usually come in like ones or twos, right? So you're basically going to be looking for studios, 1 bedrooms, or a 2-2. And what I mean by that is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. The reasons why that's one of my favorite units to actually purchase is because that traveling nurse, or if it's a snowbird couple or a digital nomad, they might be traveling with somebody or just want an extra space for an office, and having 2 bathrooms for 2 people is always beneficial. Also, rentability is also more attractive, as well as sellability. When you want to resell the property, it's you'll be able to yield more for that purchase. Now, the second thing you're going to want to look out for is you want to find a unit that's somewhat close to a hospital or group of hospitals. This serves 2 of the main markets when it comes to the midterm rental market. This is of course going to be the traveling nurses. They're going to want to be close to work. So why not purchase a property that's going to be close to a hospital or a group of hospitals? And secondly, if there's snowbirds or retired couples, they most likely would want to be close to a hospital as well. God forbid if something happens to them. The third thing you want to look out for is amenities. It's always great when you buy a unit that actually already has amenities, whether that's a pool, a jacuzzi, a sauna, maybe a gym. These are all things that can help upsell your property when you're renting it out to these traveling nurses or digital nomads, or once again, that snowbird or retired couple. This is another bonus that's going to make you look more attractive when you're competing against those other midterm rental landlords or investors. The fourth thing that is actually a benefit is having community laundry. Now, the reason why is obviously it's nice to have your own washer and dryer in your unit. That could have some benefits, but from a management standpoint, these washer and dryers usually only last 4, 5, 6 years. So it's nice when you have a community laundry, because that's really the responsibility of the association to take care of those. And most of the time, these people don't really care too much whether the washer and dryer is in the unit. You can usually find cheaper units that don't have washer and dryers. So it's actually kind of benefiting you because you push that expense onto the association. You don't have to replace it if it breaks or if something goes wrong with it. And you get to get the property at a lower price because it doesn't have it. The fifth thing is you want to make sure that your unit that you purchase comes with an assigned parking spot. There's nothing worse that anybody traveling around, whether it's again digital nomad, retired couple, or a traveling nurse who had a long shift and a long day, trying to find a parking spot in Waikiki. You want to make sure it has an assigned parking spot, and that's important to understand because not all units you purchase out here in Hawaii come with an assigned parking spot. Okay, so now you've done your research, you found the property that's perfect, you're about to close on it. What are the next steps? Well, the next steps is that you need to actually furnish the property. The midterm rental market is all about convenience. You're almost like a hybrid of the long-term rental market and the short-term rental market. The long-term market usually doesn't yield you as much, but you don't have to furnish the place. Airbnbs or short-term rentals are always furnished and they always yield you the most. This is a hybrid where it's in the middle, where you're providing convenience because the place is furnished, it's turnkey, turnkey, it's ready to rock and roll, but that is a job in itself. So you need to make sure that you furnish the place completely. So that's the first thing you're gonna need to do, is fully furnish the place. I'm talking plates, cups, coffee maker, TV, couches, tables, anything that's gonna make the place feel homey and turnkey is exactly what you're gonna need to do. And on average for a studio or 1 bedroom, you can expect to spend about $5,000. So keep that in mind. Second thing you're gonna wanna do is design. Now, you don't have to do this, but I would suggest that you almost want to create almost like an Instagrammable unit. And the reason why is because a lot of the times when you're renting these units out, specifically to traveling nurses or digital nomads, they're going to take photos, and you want to create a photo opportunity. So whether that's having an accent wall or having some neon signs that says live aloha or something that's going to be memorable, they're going to take a photo, share it on their social media platform. You're leveraging that social media platform. All their friends are seeing it. So whether they're a traveling nurse coming to Hawaii or a digital nomad or another fellow retiree, and they're like, where did you stay? I absolutely love that place. They're actually doing the marketing for you. And the only way that you can leverage that is if you design your place accordingly so it's attractive for taking photos and for them to share it on their social media platforms. Okay, so the third thing you're gonna wanna do is get professional photos, guys. Do not cheap out on this. When you are competing with other units on the market, you want your place to look as attractive as possible, and of course have everything that we discussed. The amenities, fully furnished, plates, cups, all of that stuff. Memorable design so that they can actually take photos of it. But it's really important, before people actually get into your unit and even look at it or even book it, you need to have professional photos. So don't cheap out on this. As you can see just in this Furnish Finder website right now, if you look at some of these units, a lot of them are just taken with standard iPhone photos. And it makes a big difference if you bring in a professional photographer who knows the lighting, the angles, and makes it extremely attractive. So the product, which is your unit, is packaged accordingly so that it's very attractive for anybody who's shopping and looking through those other units. The last thing you're gonna wanna do is provide some kind of resource book, whether that's a simple folder that has different ideas, phone numbers, good places to eat, good beaches to go to, different attractions they're gonna wanna check out. This is a nice way for them to come into your property and already have a list of things that they can do, not have to do much research, and you have provided that solution. And once again, offering a turnkey and memorable experience. Okay, so you found and bought the property. You've got it all prepped, furnished, designed accordingly. The next thing is, how do you market this property and reach these people who are gonna pay that premium for that convenience of the midterm rental market? The first place you're definitely gonna wanna list it is furnishfinders.com. This is a great place where you can post your listing. It's only, I think, $99 for 12 months. So opposed to Airbnb where you can list it for free, but they're gonna charge you on every rental a percentage. This is only $99 for 12 months, which is nothing to actually market it to the masses, specifically to people who want to rent a furnished place for 1 to 6 months. So that's a great resource. Definitely check that out. The next place, even though I kind of talk trash on it, is of course Airbnb. You can list your unit on Airbnb. Just specifically out here in Hawaii, you need to put on there that there is a 1 to 6 month minimum of how long you need to rent the place, because most of the time people are going to Airbnb for vacation rentals less than 30 days. So you need to specify that in the description. The third thing you can do is reach out to insurance agencies. If you reach out to them and say, hey, I have a furnished turnkey property, I'm happy to rent it for 1 to 6 months. So if you have anybody who had, a house burned down or a flood and they need somewhere to stay, I'm happy to facilitate that. So feel free to put me on your preferred list if you're looking for a place for your clients. And the fourth is traveling nurse agencies. Very similar to the insurance agencies. This is where you could call them up, build that relationship, and tell them the same thing. Hey, I have a fully furnished unit who's ready to rock and roll, specifically for traveling nurses for 1 to 6 months or more. Let me know if you're interested so they can put you on their preferred list as well. Okay guys, well that's your A to Z process when it comes to doing your research and finding the property to purchase specifically for the midterm rental market, what you need to do in regards to furnishing it, designs and things of that nature, and lastly, how you market it to the midterm rental market so you can get that high cash flow for those high paying clients. All right guys, well, that pretty much wraps it up. If you guys got any value out of this video, if you guys could do me a huge favor, it really helps with the YouTube algorithm and shows me that I'm actually making videos that people like. If you could smash that like button as well as click the subscribe and notification bell so you can get notified whenever I drop videos just like this. And if you have any questions, I would love to hear from you. I've got my contact information right here, or you can directly DM me on any of my social media platforms. And if there's anything I missed or any additional comments you'd like to add, put them in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. Again, I'm Patrick Longley with PatrickLongleyRealty.com, powered by eXp Realty. Hope you guys have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Aloha.